What is the ultimate wave? Each individual may have their own concept of exactly what it is. Recently, one of the world's most accomplished IMAX directors, his crew, the best surfer in the world, and a few of his friends set out to capture the ultimate wave in 3D.
Can't blow it up too much or we're just gonna miss it.
No, what's going to happen, James, if you pull the background together up to 2.5 inches, the foreground is going to be fused.
IMAX director Stephen Lowe and editor James Larty have been working feverishly to complete their latest film in Montreal as it nears release.
Yeah, it's fusing.
I think the only problem shots we're gonna have are those two bicycle shots and some of the bunny cam of Kelly.
Stephen and James have been working together for over 20 years and are one of the best director and editor teams making IMAX films today.
No, I saw your email. I just
See, the key here is that we don't do much work anymore.
and then one of us doesn't remember, so it's all new again.
Yeah, it's all fresh for the other guy. Almost everything that was once an exciting environment, it's all gone. And we used to have big, incredible machines. It was a very spectacular environment. But you know what's really interesting about this? It's 100 times faster than it used to be. Like, you can cut the film 5 ways in a day.
Yeah.
But you get really frustrated by the tiniest, like a render that only takes 5 seconds. It used to render in the Steam Bank was 3 weeks.
How did we ever do it?
I don't know.
Anyway, we should do some work here. We should look at hand to hand, huh?
What I want to show Pat Riddle is how nicely the counterpoint works between the deep water.
Many of Stephen's films have focused on the ocean, and he's traveled to the depths of the sea, 12,000 feet down. His latest film, however, takes place on the surface, right in the impact zone.
Stephen Lowe is perhaps the most accomplished IMAX director and producer. It's like he immerses himself in every single thing he does. He did Titanic, he did Super Speedway, Beavers, or whatever it is, he gets into it. And Stephen really has done that with this film.
I got tired of working as a crew member on films, so I decided I wanted to make my own films. And I had an opportunity at the National Film Board in Montreal to make a documentary, and it was very successful. So that got the attention of IMAX.
Since Stephen's start in filmmaking, he's directed some of the most successful IMAX films in history. His latest project would be the first ever IMAX 3D surf film.
I guess what's unique about the surfing film is that you've got another variable other than the light, the wind. You now got a wave. That's stressful.
That's my first big project. I feel lucky to be part of it, and I feel lucky he chose me.
Turning sharp and the ice. I'll show you the shot. It's a great shot.
It's no surprise that Kelly Slater is approached all the time to work on different projects. There comes a point, however, when he has to pick those unique projects dear to his heart.
You know, the idea to work on something that's going to be shown to a lot of people kind of intrigued me because, you know, I wanted to bring as much honesty and reality to it as we can. I would imagine most surfers might go see it and, you know, see what surfing looks like in 3D, that kind of thing. Sort of half outside, half inside look at surfing, you know. I mean, most of our surf films are pretty bare budget. You know, guys go surfing, you rent a house, and it's like, you know, you make food for yourself, so a little different.
The crew travel from Canada to Tahiti several days before Kelly is due to arrive. This will give them time to test the nearly $1 million 3D Gemini camera and to be ready to shoot when the conditions and waves are good. Once the crew is on the ground in Tahiti, they start prepping the Gemini camera.
There's only one camera like this in the whole world, and it's like $1 million camera. This one in the middle right here somewhere for diving.
Okay, we could. I have the technology.
Just a little bit back. That way you don't have to like be. For scuba diving, I think it's better right in the middle. I've been shooting in the water for a long time, about 24 years, but never with the cameras as big as this one.
Water cinematographer Mike Prickett is faced with the challenge of operating the unique Gemini camera.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
Only one of these cameras has ever been made, and there is no replacement. It is basically two cameras in one, and the stereoscopic effect creates the 3D image, with 12 times the resolution of high definition. It's extremely heavy, weighing in at about 100 pounds.
Difficult in my part is going to be trying to get the camera in the waves and getting Kelly surfing into the camera without letting the camera go on the reef, because the surf camera is really buoyant, and when the waves go by, it just wants to suck you on over the waves, and so that's going to be hard. That's probably going to be the most difficult task we have. I should have lifted weights or something for this project, because gosh, it would be nice to be a little stronger or bigger.
While Kelly Slater is on his way to Tahiti, Stephen Lowe and the crew will test the camera and start shooting the following day. It's 7 a.m. on the first day of shooting. Kelly is not scheduled to arrive for another 2 days. The plan is to shoot a few shots to make sure the camera is operating correctly. This is the routine for the mostly Canadian production crew.
These people are really pro at IMAX. I mean, that's what they do. So he's got this crew of just classic Canadian production people.
This is a crew of somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 people. And you really get to know everyone really well. And some people you wish you didn't know quite so intimately. It's a host of characters. It really is. You can make a film about the people making this film.
Hi, my name is Claude Fortin. I'm from Montreal. I'm the key grip on the project.
I'm Claude Sauvageau. I'm a best boy grip. I'm assistant of Claude Fortin.
C'est en dessous. Fait que lui, il va être barré. Oui. Okay. Oui, on va enlever le banc, on va se descendre le plus bas possible.
Okay. Running. Slated.
Camera assistant Francis has worked on several of Stephen Lowe's productions and understands the intricacies of the 3D camera.
We filmed two images, the left eye and the right eye. After that, when the viewer sees both of those left eye and right eye images recombined together, our brain creates the effect of perspective that we see in real life. So that's what creates the 3D.
Today's gonna be most of tests because we're waiting for the The star? No, not the star, but yeah. We're waiting for Kelly coming here.
Working in feature films, that's always the anticipation. The star is going to arrive, and what's it going to be like?
Today, here in Tahiti, we have a day off, and it's kind of, the waves are small, so we're trying to fabricate a couple ways to carry this Gemini 3D IMAX camera. Going into this project, it was a lot of work and planning to how to deal with these really large cameras in the surf. We had a few different housings, one's to shoot only underwater and one's for above the water. And the above the water one, it's really floaty, and it's over 100 pounds, so it's quite a feat to get it into the surf and then not get sucked over the falls. So I developed a way to kind of balance it on a pole off a jet ski, and we were testing that the other day, and it was a little harder than I thought because the jet ski's balancing one way, and then the waves, the chops are making you go another way. But it worked. It fell off a few times. Luckily, the waves weren't really big. But I think we can do it with Kelly and get some tracking shots. It should be good.
Once the camera is set up and ready to test, the crew heads out to get some shots of Raymana and the girls. The surfers and the crew head back to shore, looking forward to another day of testing the camera and shooting some more shots before Kelly Slater arrives in Tahiti.
I have like a 9.6. I'm gonna try to ride a 9.6 behind it. Eat the row, use my paddle, and have fun.
It turns out in the film, what do you think of this? Turns out the perfect wave is the wake of a boat. I think we had a good day. The intention of the day was really to get ready for the big surge. And we're really just testing equipment, but I think we got probably a dozen interesting shots today. So yeah, it was a great day.
It's dawn in the marina, and the camera assistants have discovered an unfixable jam in the Gemini. This is a major problem, because Kelly Slater is due to arrive the following day.
A little breakdown, the phasing of the movement has gone out. So it requires a big, elaborate change here.
So we have the thing out there, and we've had a couple killer days in the can. Morale's high. We're like, great, killer, let's back down there tomorrow, do more water, and all of a sudden, uh-oh, camera's not working. Something happened. I don't even want to know. What do you do? One in the world.
We still had some film left in the camera, and the camera shut itself off automatically, and that created a jam in the mechanical piece that moves the film through the camera. This very important part is now out of sync.
The creator, he's in Idaho or Utah, wherever he is, you know, dreaming up some other scheme. And I arrived to the marina. Prickett pulled me aside and said, camera's not working. May have to send it back. Wait. Kelly's on his way here right now. I can't send it back.
There's no more film left in the bag, and that shuts down the camera. If you put them on the red eye, gets it in the morning, when will we have it in Idaho?
Friday at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We sat there and went over all the scenarios. Do we get another camera? Do we try and fix it on site? Do we have Marty come out here and try and fix it? And really, in the end, the only solution was to hand carry the camera back to the United States, fix it, and get back here as soon as possible.
Good. Okay, well, good luck, and I'll see you when you get back.
Okay. Hopefully in 2 days.
Hopefully. Okay.
It's going to be really crazy. We've got a limited time with Kelly, and now it's even more limited. When we anticipate getting the camera back, we're expecting big waves the next day. So we better be ready. We better kick and scramble and get it together.
With Kelly Slater already on a plane to Tahiti, the IMAX crew is under intense pressure to get the camera on a plane to Idaho, fixed, returned, and ready to shoot when he arrives. It's the morning of Kelly Slater's arrival in Tahiti, and camera assistant Francis has just flown across the Pacific from Tahiti to Idaho and back to get the 3D camera fixed by its creator after it had jammed. He did all of this in less than 40 hours.
Tahiti, LA, LA, Seattle, Seattle, Spokane, drive from Spokane to Idaho. It was like 14, 16 hours of transit. Worked overnight, drove back to Spokane, did the whole thing in reverse.
So what was the main thing? Was it the belt, yeah?
Yeah. It's, he's pretty sure it was, well, it was belt failure.
Kelly's arrived, and we're absolutely thrilled to have Kelly. You know, he's the hero of our film. So we've got basically our two heroes. We've got our Gemini camera to shoot Kelly, and we've got Kelly to shoot.
The idea was this whole month of August, we just wait for a swell and get here. I was in Bali, organizing my flights to get here, and I was going to go to Australia and then fly here. Between Monday and Friday, there's not a single flight going from Australia or New Zealand to get to Tahiti. So you can't get there unless you have like a private plane or something. They're going, look, the swell's gonna arrive Wednesday night. So we gotta shoot Thursday. So they found us a flight to go from Bali to Tokyo to Osaka to Papeete. So door to door was 30 hours. Probably within hours of getting on my flight out of Bali, something happened. They had a jam with the camera and decided to send it back to Idaho. And they said, oh, we were thinking about trying to get a hold of you right before you were leaving Bali, but, you know. So I got here that Thursday when they said I needed to be here for swell. Obviously, it hadn't been very big, but I still think that close up with 3D could be pretty exciting. And also working with Raimana, you know, it's a good chance for, you know, to do work with friends. You know, I'd like to have a lot of the film be focused on him.
It's classy right now. Maybe I do I look at it 3 feet, you know, 3 feet Sebastian Inlet style.
We often have days where we can do nothing. And if you can't change the weather, you can't change the waves, you're thinking, oh, how am I going to work around this and work around that and work around that? But you also don't want to shoot a whole bunch of crap and use a lot of film. And you feel guilty for not enjoying it. But you can't enjoy it if it's raining and you're spending $100,000 a day and getting nothing.
Due to poor waves and bad weather, the film crew shoots some of Tahiti's natural beauty.
You have equipment that works sometimes and doesn't work, and then you've got the sun poking out for 10 minutes a day. A lot of variables. And today, of course, we're looking for things to shoot because of the rain. weather like this, it's sort of double-edged sword because you get a chance to pause and think. But on the other hand, there's also a lot of contrast, which you don't realize if you're standing on the shore. And so with all that contrast, it's worth doing a shot. Well, we could give up on that. This will be a front mount looking back. See, my idea is that to make it higher and get around the first seat and shoot back. Put some...
And everything was going really good except for there was a lot of chops, and then they started going sideways on the wave, and so when the whitewash hit the AMA, they just flipped. But I think it'll be a good shot. The camera rolled the whole way, and we had a little bit of light, so it should be pretty cool.
After making the best of the challenging conditions, the crew hopes for better weather in the days to come.
We're trying to do something new. I mean, high performance 3D in the surfing environment. So we're expecting problems, and sure enough.
You've got another variable other than the light, the sunlight, the wind. You now got a wave, which is disconnected from those other things, and which is another variable. So your window of opportunity is very, very small. When you say, okay, in IMAX 3D, you've got to get Kelly Slater, a specific guy, at the right place at the right time and get great shots. That's really tough. I'm appreciative of getting anything when it's so difficult. The weather's so important. The shots are so big. You could use up, you know, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. You know, it's hard. It's expensive, is what it is. I mean, we'll go out and have beautiful weather and not have a wave, or you know, we'll go out and get 10 waves and the light's bad. The confluence of variables is very hard to deal with.
Today we're going to shoot the real camera that got back from the fairy forest with Stormstar. This is Stormstar, by the way.
Thank you, Morning Pal.
You had to say that, huh? You got to get your fairy names. You put your hand in this can and you pull out names, and I pulled out Petal.
This is what this inspired me for.
Oh, here we go. And then I pulled out Morning, so I'm Morning Petal, Stormstar. But Morning Petal's cool. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good out there right now, and I don't know how long it's gonna last. So I think we should get everything out soon. I think we just bring dive housing and surf housing in the other boat in case we want to maybe do a paddle by or something later.
Totally what?
Il y a un élastique.
Un élastique, il y en avait un là dans le
After shooting some footage in the morning, Kelly and the crew take some shade on the boat. They'll put the camera back in the water after lunch in hopes of getting some close-up 3D shots.
We're going to beat bait for the sharks so no one else gets attacked.
You ever see that footage where they were off of Chile somewhere? Oh,
Do I want to know this? Do I even want to know?
No,
No, I don't.
No.
Nobody wants to hear
Yeah, you
that.
do.
Go ahead.
They're in the middle of the ocean, right? You wouldn't expect there to be a shark in the freaking middle of the ocean. In the middle of the ocean. We're gonna put this 3D camera through the water test, see what happens.
Yeah, how do you say, my role is just like provide like safety. The guys who's gonna hold the camera, like Mike Prickett, is gonna need help to make sure to dive this camera, you know, and make sure not losing it, you know, because at choke, oh, no, there's so much power.
That's a scary thing. If your engine conks out at the wrong time, the wind switches or the tide, the current's pulling just the wrong way, you know, you get in trouble out there real quick.
All of these guys know the waves. It's a real art. And if you're down on the water and you don't understand that art, you could be in trouble.
Almost every time you get a shot, you go, I wish we were a little bit closer, you know, because I think that's really the secret with the 3D, they say, is the closer you get, the more of a 3D effect you have.
There's something brutal about IMAX. It's a wide-angle medium. You're either at the right spot or you're not. So the challenge was to be able to go into surfing environments and film, you know, Kelly going by an inch away. Literally an inch. I'm surprised that Kelly didn't smash into the camera.
We were about a foot away from him, yeah. It's pretty scary, going over the falls with that thing. Raymond had me, but he goes, I couldn't hold you longer. He says, I was holding as tight as you could, and you were just like, poof! Yeah, I held on to the camera for dear life. I'm gonna have to lose that thing.
Camera came, Kelly came, wind went, and just turned on tonight before dark. We got the water housing, took the water housing back out. Kelly was playing with the camera and doing big kickouts around it and big cutties in front of it. Pretty incredible stuff. I mean, pretty much more than we could have asked for.
It's another 7 a.m. call for the IMAX crew. Today, surfer Shane Dorian will join his old friend Kelly in the water in hopes of getting some spectacular footage.
Here we go. It looks like, you know, we got Dorian out there. It's gonna be good today. Got waves. The sun's gonna be good. A little rain this morning, but worked out a couple more bugs, so it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be epic day. Could be the best day we've had yet. It was a couple months ago, and I was at home, and Kelly called and kind of told me about the project and about the director and what they kind of wanted to achieve, and asked me if I wanted to work on it. He asked me to go and look up Stephen Lowe and check it out and do some research about the past projects that Stephen's done, and just the tone of his voice, he sounded really excited about this project, and so it made me excited, and this is a huge project. It's IMAX, it's never really been done before, so it sounded really interesting, the whole 3D concept and what they were trying to do with the film, so I said yes, and here I am.
They said, is there somebody you want to work with or whatever, and Shane and I have kind of surfed together forever. We've known each other for over 20 years, and Shane's probably had a few of the greatest rides of all time out here at Chopu, so I thought it was important that he was included.
Looks good. I just got in last night, and looks like I timed it right. Looks, waves look really good. He's happy with that one. They have guys assisting the assistants and the assistants of the assistants, so it's pretty funny to be out there and see that many people just babying this big old camera. He was very encouraging. He was just like, here's what we're trying to achieve, here's what we want from you guys, and if you could kind of surf this way in this area, and he was kind of directing us surfing, which never really had before, which is interesting,
After shooting all morning, the crew head for shore to reload the camera and to take a break. They hoped to shoot in the afternoon, but a rainstorm was moved in all over the island.
Another rain day, yeah. Good thing we have internet cafe here at Mommy Poppy's. That makes it nice. We're all good. A little bit of rain. It's part of the deal. It always rains a little bit here, so just gotta wait it out. On part en 16 secondes.
16 secondes. Non, c'est la même houle. C'est la même.
Non, parce que ça change sud.
Non, c'est la même houle.
Yeah. Sure, that's great. I don't mind those coming from a long ways. If you got 3D at the end of the shot.
While discussing some potential shots, the crew waits for the rain to pass. Eventually, they decide to call it a day. After the crew packed up, went home, and the rain eased, Kelly and Shane decided to take a final look at Chopu.
They called it off, and I looked over here, and the clouds were just disappearing, and I was like, what are they calling it off for? Today's gonna be magic. We already told everyone it's done, we're shutting down or whatever, and we just went, all right, let's go for a surf. Shane and I each got about 30 barrels. It's good.
An hour ago it was pouring out here, and now the sun's out. Is anyone surfing?
Closer, Imana, closer.
No, Mana, I'll just paddle from here.
Closer. Take us deep.
No, Mana, I'll paddle.
Westboard!
Yeah, I know.
It's man on man right now. Big Island, Banyans, I guess. Sebastian Inlet, Florida. Listen.
Kelly and Shane have spent a lifetime in the media spotlight as pro surfers, competing against one another across the globe. It feels good to get back to the essence of why they started on that journey. Just two good friends going for a surf together at one of the best waves on the planet. It wouldn't be long before the surfers and the crew would leave the island. On to the next contest, film project, the next wave. They'd all leave with a deep feeling for the waves and people of Tahiti, and the satisfaction of showing to the world in 3D the view of the ultimate wave. It's nearing the release of the film, and back in Montreal, Stephen Lowe is doing the final audio mix for the movie's trailer.
This is nice too. I'd let the effects take over throughout this shot. Start with the music when he's standing up and then just let it overwhelm the music. So typically we spend a month sound editing and then we spend 3 weeks getting rid of a lot of the sound. This is where all the elements converge and you realize there's only room for a lot less than you have. We try to pick the most effective sounds and simplify it. But at least we come in here with a lot of options. It's just going to be a fun film to mix, and I think the music's a lot of fun. There's just enough counterpoint to make it a lot of fun. This was good the way you did it too. I would start to favor, in both these cases, the effects. Here as well, at least at the tail of these shots. Yeah! Better. Now we're cooking. Yeah! That's shape.
Join 9-time world champion Kelly Slater and legendary Tahitian surfer Emana van Bastenaar.
Shift back to the music for Kelly Slater. Not this one. This is great.
Okay. Legendary Tahitian surfer Emana van Bastenaar.
Really light with this music at the head and go with the whatever effects you have here.
There are 118 islands in French Polynesia, spread across the South Pacific. Many come to explore these islands of legendary beauty and warmth. Others come to play in the waves. There are waves for learning. And waves for fooling around. But the locals keep a careful eye on one of the world's most dangerous waves. A wave that only the foolhardy or the elite will tackle. Join 9-time world champion Kelly Slater and legendary Tahitian surfer Emana van Bastenaar as they search for their own perfect wave on an island in paradise you will never forget. Coming soon to this theater.
Sounds great. If you do a survey in IMAX theaters, they ask what is it about IMAX that you like, and what comes back consistently is I'd like to go somewhere where I couldn't go and see it the way they see it. I think it'll get you closer to being there than ever before. Hopefully that, it'll be better than being there. That's the goal anyway.
First off, I've never been to an IMAX film. I've never been to an IMAX theater. I plan on going after this trip when I get home. You know, surfing's getting a broader appeal in the last few years, and this, you know, things like this help that out. Hearing from other people, you know, friends of mine and stuff that have seen IMAX films and how exciting they are, and I'm excited about how amazing they are, like right in your face and that size.
I've never seen an IMAX theater, you know. From what I understand, it's like it's as big as a coconut trees and as wide as maybe a Quicksilver building.
It's our job to really make sure that this film reaches the mass audience that we want it to reach, you know, the kind of IMAX audience, but also really appeals to the core surf community. To be honest, it's been tough, but we've pulled it. We've put an incredible, huge, first ever project together. That IMAX, Kelly Slater getting barreled at Chopu, spectacular, first ever 3D surfing IMAX footage, which will be cool.